Creole Heartbeat on Kairi FM. This and every Saturday 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. One solid Creole cultural hour. Information, interviews, education, music, fun, excitement. Creole Heartbeat. Showcasing the life, challenges, dreams, aspirations, and triumphs of artists, musicians, entertainers, music professionals. A microscopic view into the Creole music, Creole wear, Creole cuisine, and Creole way of life. A front row seat into the highlighting of the artistic, creative and the theatrical energies and talents of Dominica and Creole partners. Exploring avenues within the creative and cultural industry sector. Creole Heartbeats. This and every Saturday on the genuine sound of Dominica, Kairi FM, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Pamachesa.
Pleasant good afternoon, Dominica. Good afternoon, Eastern Caribbean. Bienvenue tout le monde, messieurs. Est-ce que ça va? Est-ce que tout est bien, messieurs, mesdames? Nous allons bienvenue. Welcome to the Creole Heartbeat Magazine show on a Saturday afternoon on the genuine sound of Dominica, Kairi FM. In the building is the TK International, the bouillon specialist, the daybreak specialist, the MVPs of bouillon in music. We'll have them in a while, but we just want to remind you that this program is brought to you with the kind compliments of Toute Connexion. And Toute Connexion is that special wholesale and retail for local French and American products. And they are open from Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., 16 Hillborough Street, Roseau in the Commonwealth of Dominica. You can reach them 616-0336 or 275-7247. Toute Connexion. And if you're looking for your Mother's Day gifts, you could check them out. They are open until 8 o'clock tonight. You can't afford to miss them. Check them out. And just opposite Starring and Sons in Dominica. We also want to remind you, May 19th, the primary school's Creole Spelling Bee competition at the Alliance Française. And you can't afford to miss this one. The children will be spelling in Creole. Compliments the main sponsors of this particular event is Creole Heartbeat Magazine. Look out for the Dumbfesta Sound Contest May 29. And one I'm looking forward to, the Jinping Fete. And that's May 22nd. 15 Jinping bands will be on parade at the Old Mill Cultural Center. You can look out for the Creole Heartbeat Magazine Volume 4. The hard copies will be available next week. And you can look out for special articles on TK International Signal Band, Swinging Stars, the cultural elder of the century. And that's the legendary Alwyn Bully, the Kong Shell Man, David Benjamin from Mao, Steel Pan in Dominica, Humble Servant, the NC, a special tribute to NC, the Golden Drum Awards, Scolio Band Move, Tewe Vaval, the Sensei Industry Sports Tourism, tribute to Panman Pancho, also the centenarians and 3 articles on Calypso Georgian. Good afternoon to you guys, the heavyweights.
What's going on?
The heavyweights of bouillon music. The daybreak specialist Roy Bakadali, the place today look like. We're going to sing, we're going to dance, we're going to party. Guys, welcome. How has COVID been treating you? I spoke to Benji. I also spoke to Geoffrey. I spoke to you briefly on the telephone.
Yes.
You wanted a particular song.
Yeah.
I guess you're in the lab getting everything.
Yeah.
What COVID has done to you? I know about James.
Yeah.
I know about James and his flamboyance at another institution parallel to this. Well, how are things with you, the killer?
It's okay for now.
It's okay for now. The ladies still have you?
I mean, yes.
The ladies still have you?
They still have me. They don't let me go at all.
Well, I agree with them.
For some reason, my clothes shrunk during COVID. I don't know why.
Well, that's possibly a good sign. That means that you're losing a few...
no, the clothes shrunk, so which means...
You're getting bigger. The COVID going with you, the quarantine going with you.
Yeah, well, when you're inside, you know, not much outdoor activities. Yeah.
I know. Well, you should do something about that, especially for the health those days.
I am.
And make sure that you're fit like James.
Yes.
As usual. The TK brand, guys. The TK brand is out there. Tell us about the brand. You decided you're going to forget the global and the whatever, and you're going to focus on the brand.
Yes,
Tell us about the TK brand, Geoffrey, Killer, Benji. Oh, ambassadors. Oh, my goodness. I apologize once again.
You were supposed
That's
to
the
say
second time.
first.
His Excellency. His Excellency Wayne Benjamin. Once again.
But what you know I don't have a problem with that.
No.
You call me
Well,
Benji, that's
I
not a
must
problem.
apologize. I must apologize. Respect is due, and then we have to give the respect. The TK brand, guys, let us tell the world about the TK brand and how we have been doing. It's true COVID gave us a little setback. It's just about 14, 15 months since the major carnival where you guys dominated. I mean, the entire Bayfront. I can still see the hands in the air from the post office to Fort Young Hotel.
And we can still see it. That is why
But
we
of course.
continue going. That's why we keep going, because we can still see it. We can imagine it. So this is what we actually have to go back to every time, to think that we can do it again and to watch for the future to see what better we can do. It's because we keep seeing it.
And in terms of business, Geoffrey, you guys had a major lineup of activities planned, and the socio-economic status and the situation has brought you back a little. What you guys have been doing?
Well, first of all, I want to say thanks to the Creole Heartbeat and Kairi FM for the invite today. It's a real pleasure again to share with the world our what we've been doing and how things are looking forward for the future. Just to backtrack to one of the things that you mentioned about the brand TK, that was really the brainchild of the band leader, Kendall, who decided that, we really have to concentrate, as you're saying, on the brand.
Yeah.
Instead of all the hysteria around the international or global or whatever it is. We wanted to concentrate on the brand and what it meant, and it really means a different style. It means a different outlook on what music is from Dominica, whether it be Booyah music, whether it be Kadas, Zouk, Compa, whatever that we're producing from our own little niche. We want to ensure that it has that brand of TK, So that was the real essence behind it, and obviously we had to give it the proper marketing for it, to give it to get to that level. But coming to your other question in terms of the impact, I mean, we got a hit. We got a hit, definitely. I mean, there's no two ways around it. Our market really is an interactive market, physical interactive market. I'm not saying that we haven't recognized the power of the social media and stuff like that, but real entertainment thrives on that interpersonal relationship with your fans, with your audience, the ability to produce a song, yes, but you can carry it to them and they can in turn feel your energy from that song, so that is one of the things that we miss the most. And that is one of the, outside of the economic impact, the emotional impact has been very, very tremendous. But as you can see, we're here as a team. The rest of the guys are listening. The rest of the guys, wish they could be here, obviously. But, we all have maintained that relationship, that family vibe, and we have been working together to ensure that we do not stop, we do not give up. Because at the end of the day, this is our life. This has been our life for over 21 years, and we can't stop right now, So it's just a matter of us continuing the push, because we know at some point this is going to stop.
Yeah.
And at some point, because as you can see right now, things are getting a little better thanks to all those who have been taking their vaccine and following the protocols. Right now, we have
you guys taken?
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Fully loaded.
You're ready to go, You're ready to go.
Taking the vaccine.
You're ready to go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, man. So it's just a matter of getting in gear. As you just mentioned, Kendall has contacted you for material, so we're ready to roll. So as soon as everything is in place and we're ready to kick out, we're gonna be kicking out hard.
I am your brand. We're gonna go down a little deeper now into the brand, because we want to educate people about why TK International is different from any other band. You guys have 21 years in the business. You started off more into the Creole realm, the cadence, compa, and then you kind of cremated your style, I guess, at the with the killer and the helm. Incorporated a different type, or you brought a different type of bouillon, a heavy rhythm, and one must not underestimate the in all of that, in all of the fusion, the presence of Froggy.
Oh no.
Because I listen to a lot of live, and then sometimes the bass drum, you could hear the drummer.
The preciseness of the heart.
But my brother, this man doesn't skip a beat. That is my word.
Never.
Keeps going.
That's a drum machine by himself, I could tell you.
Keeps going.
Yes, but then TK has a special brand and emulated all over, by every other band. No, even Other did something special where you even re-influence. The CKs that actually made the sound. Right. How would you describe your brand of bouillon music? Any one of you, Killer, Jeffrey.
Honestly, to describe the brand, I think it's more expressive than what maybe we had known before. It is it's exactly what the musician and the artist thinking and feeling at the time, and we just put it down. As opposed of before they would tell a little bit more, because I'm not saying that is a bad thing. Tell a little bit more and think of who's going to listen and try to be we cannot say that and we cannot say that. Our style is a little bit different, because we have seen the entire world is a lot of music in the world now, and different things in the world is right there in your face, and we realize to catch up and meet up with the time, because the good thing about Triple K is that we have been trying our best to move with the time, and it's not to just stay in that one stagnant. So you're feeling like the band is actually okay. It's always there. It's like, okay, there's a new artist, there's a new singer, there's a new band. We talk about Triple K still there, man. Yeah. So that is why we try our best to just have that. We always just biting on the edge of that creativity and just trying to be on it every time. We may not get it 100% the first time or every time, but we try our best to keep current, because Geoffrey can tell you the amount of calls that we are still getting from St. Martin and all of these places that want us to come, but there's just certain things have to be put in place before the band can just leave the island, because we still have to think of that 7-day quarantine. To 10 guys to come back for 7 days. The
expenses will be on the band.
Yes. No promoter wants to pay that. So for us, and just to skip back, we were talking about the branding, and one of the reasons why we actually left, we are transitioning from, we're transitioning from the Triple K to the TKs, because the band has gotten more international radio stations, TVs, persons getting to know the band, and around what we're feeling like was maybe our peak will have been the past 3 years, and we have been seeing the influence of the Triple K, which not our band Triple K, the KKK. We know we know what that has been doing, and the causing and the uprising of persons, the Black Lives Matter and all of that. So we decided that one of the ways that we maybe can kind of.
But it's not the first time you tried to change your name.
It hasn't been the first time.
It's not the first time you tried to change your name. I remember you tried sometime.
We tried sometime,
18, 19 years ago, but I can't recall the name.
Yeah.
But you were then thinking of all Creole at the time.
Yeah, we were thinking of Creole.
All Creole at the time.
Well, and we were young when we made the name. We didn't make the name out of that.
Yes.
But it just happened to be 3 guys who are named Satin K, But so right now we just put it to we will give the history, and we don't mind giving the history.
But of course.
To TK now, we have a few meanings that we will let out soon.
So you haven't actually defined the TK yet?
No, we have it.
That is what we're looking for.
No, but
definition.
As an acronym, it's coming soon.
It's coming soon. Oh, okay.
It's there, what? We're waiting for actual launching.
I understand.
Right now, we are just getting persons into the
TK,
the merch, the TK,
the head.
And then we're going to do an official launch, and then we will tell you what the TK is.
But then Killer into the whole brand of your sound, because I like when a band can be identified by their sound. In Compides, obviously, you can hear Tabu Combo different from Magnum Band, different from Accolade, even Kadas, Exile One different from Groovers, different from Gramax. And even in the early days of the bouillon, but then here you guys came, and then you were able to have a distinct sound.
I'll tell you one of the reasons for that.
And yes, that is the reason I want to know. That is the reason why
one of the reasons for that. Because every other bouillon band now, you might start sick on you may say, oh, they maybe sound like Triple K, or they sound like a bouillon band. It's because most of them, maybe the influence of music is maybe the same bouillon music that they're listening to. Whereas my influence of music is not booyah music. My influence of music is compa.
Oh,
And soul music. Now, if you go to Froggy, Froggy is heavy metal.
Yes,
rock.
yes.
You check. If you go to the bassman,
Okay.
reggae, whole day. Our guitarist now, Kadas.
Yes.
Mr.
And compa.
Yeah, Kadas compa. If you go to Mr. used to drum.
Yeah, I remember.
Reggae, bad drummer, you know.
Still Pulse.
Still Pulse. As one.
Yeah.
You know, and now we have somebody like Joffrey now who brought in that because Joffrey was on the so Joffrey was on that Sikiti. So all of that fusion and everything just brought the different styles together. Because all of my solos I do is not really a style of booyah. Is when you see them compa fellas tell you, give me a solo, and for 5 minutes there the man alone soloing and you just dancing on the solo. So that is what the Triple K is doing. You know, so is the style is not necessarily we just trying to just play booyah of what booyah. No, we infusing the styles that influencing us individually and just bringing it together.
And what if I may expand a little bit as to what Kendall was
You can
saying.
come in, at any time. You're allowing the scientist,
technical part.
the scientist to speak still. Yeah.
As a big lover of also Virgin Islands music.
Oh yeah.
Jam band, China Dan,
Daddy.
you know, that type of music that brought that type of influence to me, you know, and through Triple K with that chanting style, you know, and also the entertainment part where, you know, TK is not a band that just come on stage and stand up one place, you know, so that influence right there stem from Marshall and Ecstatic, you know, so all these fusions, you know, just brought that nice mix to the pot, man.
But then all the other, I mean, let's just leave the music. Let's just go to the front now. A nice, varied combination, Benji, Tazi, and Tiki, you know, three different energetic,
style. You see that?
but then different.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you have, you know, some frontmen very similar,
yeah.
and then they take over, they take out. But then you don't get that feeling with TK because everyone
Has their own-
They have their own path. And you know, I must say, how was the friendship level among the band has resonated with the output, what you get out, what the fans hear, what you play? How was the friendship within the band?
What I don't think it's friendship, you know.
What it is?
I'm mobile as a family.
Well, love.
Yeah.
Mutual love.
Mutual love. Because
So much so that if Benji does something, and I heard about it and Benji didn't tell me, I would get emotional and maybe get vexed with Benji. Personal.
Yes.
We are that close that I will get like Benji didn't invite me in his thing, so I vex. And we have to talk about that before we can go on, and we can see. We can hear the difference when we do it because music is an emotional thing. And what is no doubt is not we don't force it. But it is definitely more than just friendship. We're definitely, I mean, for 21 years to be doing the same thing with the same guys, it's beyond friendship.
You wanted to add something, Benji?
Yeah, Wadix. And I was like going to say that you know, with everything, you have disreputes, you know what I mean?
All relationships.
All relationships. And the good thing about it is that TK, as a family, we could sit down and discuss it, you know, and live without any animosity. Cry about it after we laugh about it, and then we move on, you know what I mean? Yeah, and that is a good thing. That is a good thing about the band that I love so much. The camaraderie, Radix, it's overwhelming.
You feel that camaraderie, James? You have been quiet.
Oh,
And I know you're medium. You have been very vocal on another medium. I don't
What is he kind of nervous?
No, I don't think nervous. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think you're allowing you guys, because we trying to blend. It's a conversation where we're going to go behind the scenes and tickle your brain a little.
For sure, Wadix. And I mean, I want to endorse everything the guys have expressed in relation to the band camaraderie and chemistry, and I think it's undoubtable that that is the key element. If anybody had to ask any band member, but how is it you guys have been able to maintain being around and sustain for that long? And it is because of that closeness that we have, and you will find that it's not just a matter of seeing the band only when the band performing. You will see 1, 2, 3, 4 of us always hanging out. We call each other and say, hey, what you doing? Like we cook a food, like we chill out, like we just talk and vibes about life. You know, sometimes we get away from the TK vibes a little bit and just chill and converse with each other and let each other know what is going on with us. And I think that infiltrates to now the production and the ideas that come together to fuse to create the type of product that TK is currently putting out. And you can hear it in the music. You can know when fellas vex with each other. And when fellas sync.
Yeah, Mr. Come later.
By the way, Roy, we're live on the Genuine Sound. We're live on Kairi's Facebook page. You can see the brothers live on Kairi's Facebook page. And we just want to remind you, T-Connection is our sponsor for this afternoon. You go check them out for your Mother's Day gifts. A whole range of gifts as low as $30, and you could take care of your mom over the weekend. By the way, there's a big activity taking place at the Atlantic View Hotel, and I must remind you, yes, it's a brunch, and you could get a deep and wine for Mother's Day, only $75. Add on some 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Benji's going to make a song on that. By the way, the menu includes a three-course brunch, unlimited pool access and complimentary Wi-Fi, so you don't have to worry about that. And for children, only $50, and you can check them out tomorrow. Guys,
my sister on the cover there, on the flag.
maybe I think so, you know. I think so, you know.
Yeah, that's my sister.
I think so.
All you can see it. That's it right there.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's hear a list of events. Fête à la Cabrit, Marie-Galante, all day in festival in Guadeloupe. Fête du Lambi, Guadeloupe, the St. John's Music Festival in St. John's, the USVIs. Carrot Bay Music Festival, Tutola. Caribbean Beach Festival, Sabre. The Caribbean Flag Festival in St. Martin. Teo de Blues in the Layset. And also Creole Music Festival. And I have another one, the Karukera One Love Festival, featuring King Marshall Montano. You guys dominated these various events. Tell us about the experience out there. When you are out now, I mean, you are like ambassadors then now, and you have to put your best foot forward. You're among the best in the world at these festivals. And you are now representing, TK now representing, you are like the Prime Minister Skerrit representing in terms of entertainment.
Oh, yes.
Tell us what the experience is like.
Let me tell you that. The thing about it is when you realize that what you love to do has become a national product, you know, and then you actually carry in, well, I think we have more than 70,000 Dominicans around the world. So you carry in a couple 100,000 people, you know, with you everywhere you go, because you're actually representing that. You're representing all our natural sites. You're representing everything. You know, it is a tremendous feeling. And the excitement that comes from traveling and touring and representing is something that is indescribable, honestly. You know, but we also recognize every time the responsibility that we have. As well, now we have an official ambassador within our midst, you know. But before that, it was the
next question coming up is, how do you feel?
Yes, we're coming to that. We'll come to that.
All right, we'll come to that.
If he is now respected more, but then continue with the experience. Yes, Jeffrey.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, each and every one of us saw it as our responsibility to be ambassadors for the country, whether or not it was official or anything like that. You know, we always took it as our responsibility to promote the country, to represent well for the country. You know, to let people who may have never heard of Dominica want to come to visit Dominica, want to be or want to invest in Dominica, want to be a part of Dominica, want to be Dominican. You know, we've traveled to various places around the world in Europe and these places there. And there are ladies who actually would like to marry a Dominican just because of
a Dominican or a TK.
Well, we're Dominican. I mean.
Yeah. Because you're married, your friend to say.
What is he trying to sugarcoat?
Because you are taken. You live in no space for James. Benji is still single.
Yo, this guy's home alone.
Home alone. alone, man. Okay, Kevin.
I'm home alone.
Yeah, he's home alone.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
The ladies resonate. You resonate with.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, and I mean, it has been for the number of years that we've been going out there. I mean, the band has been traveling relentlessly from 2001, 2002 thereabout. You know, and I mean, it has only gotten more hectic all the time. You know, and we have never looked at any opportunity we have to represent Dominica as just wash your foot and come. We have always been looking at it as an opportunity to push the genre, first of all, the brand TK and our country, definitely, you know, and we have never stopped. And as long as we have been given the opportunity on various platforms, various forums, we always push what is Dominica. I mean, every time when you go to the press for events, when we travel, the first thing we say is Dominica in the house, you know what I mean? So that is it, and we give our background about it. You know, we've tried in the past to work with the Ministry of Tourism to see how they could assist us in various ways of giving us information, you know, different things. So we have always taken it on our own to do what we have to do, and now we have an official ambassador, and we think that, you know, the stars are aligning in terms of us being able to officialize what we have been doing unofficially for a number of years. We're only going to take it more serious and push even harder, you know, to represent and to make sure that the world is known, because our platform really, when you go out there, we have 20,000-30,000 people sometimes in a festival in a place that no one knows of, probably even the Caribbean, much as for Dominica, you know. And we have that opportunity every time to push Dominica. So we're not going to take it lightly, you know. It is a serious responsibility, and we're very proud of it. And we can only see that based on the lineup and the callers that we have coming in right now, that greater things are even on the horizon in terms of promoting the brand, the band, and Dominica.
Just to add something Geoffrey said too, and he was talking about, he just hinted on the ambassadorship. A lot of artists and bands think that you are being looked at on the stage when you get to the place, and it's not that. Because from the time we leave our house on the bus, persons are looking at us. And we had that experience while traveling with another group, and we saw the difference of where our bar was raised so high, in terms of the respect people had for us, the way we carried ourselves, our attire. From the time we leave our house, and I'm talking, we're not at the show yet. We're not even in the other country yet. We're still in Dominica. And from our language, the way we carry ourselves, everything, and persons look at that. So much so that when you reach in the other island, the same promoters took us, and they're looking for the other band, and the other band was right there. I know. You know, so you have to start. And touching on the ambassadorship, the fact that no Benji is an ambassador, it even makes it more it's an overwhelming feeling for us, but it makes it harder for us, because now the eyes are going to be like because we have an ambassador in our midst, and he's going to be representing not just him, but all of us. So it's because, I mean, if you roll with dogs, you catch fleas. I know. So
I like that analogy.
Yes, that's
so I mean, we have to be that
support base
for him. You know, he can't be the ambassador, and we're gonna be like, he come in. You know, if he's walking like that, we have to walk like that as well. We have to be coming, sir. You know, but
sire.
So in other words, the responsibility of you as a premier band in Dominica, not only, you know, championing the cause for Bouillon, championing the cause for. But what about you, Benji? Your role has changed slightly, but you are still Benji. Every fan of TK would be expecting a Benji performance, you know, and you're an ambassador, but you now have to continue as with your skill and talent and what has resonated with your fans. Have you ever played as a group since you got that that award? Have you ever played as a band?
Guess what? We have countless times, about 5 times so far. 5-6 times, just about.
How does it feel now? I mean, you know, the difference between before and now.
Well, what is it? The feeling hasn't changed. You know, Benji is always going to be Benji. Yes, I mean, there are certain things that I cannot do or say like before, but I mean, Benji is always going to be Benji, and that's what I said, you know, during my first interview, after appointed ambassador, that Benji isn't going to change, the entertainer isn't going to change, because you awarded me ambassadorship because of what I do. Exactly. You know. And the reach that I have, along with my band. You know, so it's not going to change what it's
Absolutely.
yeah, it's not gonna
Gordon Henderson, and I think I asked you and Issa that question, but I would like to hear from the rest of the the TK family. Gordon thinks, and Gordon has been out there now for 50 years, that if we market the bouillon music as the official carnival music in the world, that we can reap more. So carnivals all over Europe, Asia, the Caribbean. You look to Dominica. What are your impressions of that? Because it needs to be done first of all from the top. It has to be accepted, and we have to brand it now. We have to market it now. As you're looking for a carnival band, it's Dominica.
Yeah.
What do you think in terms of that concept?
I believe that's a wonderful idea, and especially coming from Mr. Henderson. I mean, he's one of the persons that have been he's tried and been trying ways to push his music, his country. So I mean, at this stage, for him to have that kind of foresight for the entertainment, the best thing we can do is to give it a try, a listening ear and a try, because I think it's a wonderful idea.
As you know, the official.
I really,
You know, but it has to be done in unison
yeah.
with, let's say, the Ministry of Tourism.
Yeah, it cannot be done
from
with just the
No, not the
players.
bands.
No,
No,
not
no,
the
no,
bands.
no.
That's maybe the smallest part of
Yes,
it.
yes,
That's the smallest
Your opinion, Geoffrey?
Yeah, that's well, I must say that, you know, Mr. Henderson, I would like to call him that, you know, to give him all due respect. There have been areas that probably we have varied in our opinion on certain things, but you know, I mean, Gordon is a man with tremendous experience, and you know, he's where he speaks from, or when he speaks, you know, he has that wealth of knowledge that he's coming with. And one of the things that I have always agreed with is that we need to find a niche. We can't just be not saying that we will not represent well at any or in any function or in any sort of setting, but if we find that niche where we know, hey, as he's saying, you're looking for a carnival band, for a band to lead you on the road, for a band to exude that level of excitement and flavor that you're looking for, you look to Dominica, you know. And if we can really market that, bring that around, and I'm really happy with the cover of the Creole Heartbeat issue, representing TK as the world's best carnival band. You know,
It was with that concept in mind, because he's also part of the advisory fraternity, you know, leading us to where we are.
Right.
Because I felt it's a wonderful concept. You know, as a Dominican or a Dominican anywhere would know well. Boston, it has Carnival in Boston, Carnival in Dominica.
No matter which Dominican
where.
group or artist, but it has to be a Dominican representing in Carnival. Somewhere you have to have that Dominican flavor, because believe it or not, and if we market it properly, it's gonna mean that Carnival is Dominica, you know what I mean? And then that's going to speak volumes as well for our own carnival. We're all around the world. If we're able to touch all of the carnivals around the world and we market it properly, then we tell them, yo, February, whatever, if we change the date, whatever, whenever a carnival is in Dominica, you have to come to get that real carnival vibe now in Dominica, you know what I mean? So I think it's a niche market that can work well for everyone.
James, I know you'd like to add to.
Yes, I want to add to that too, because I want to support Mr. Henderson in that light, and affording the people with the power to have that option. And I think it's
and
one
a vision.
Yeah, and I think that is one that needs to be considered, because there is another key element or reason why Triple K is still a number one global force out there is because of that very bouillon music. Why? Because it's different, it's authentic, it has a energy in it that no matter what you are, who you are, when you hear it, your toes will move, your fingers will move, and before you know it, you wild in the place. You know, that is the type of effect that type of music has. And I think it is we have something there, because guess what? Others are looking, and others are actually experimenting what we have.
Yeah.
And before we know it, they're going to say it's theirs.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think we have the opportunity, and if I have to be frank about it, I even say with 10 years, 15 years too late on that idea.
I know.
All right? That is
No,
something we could have done
but James,
already.
But James, just quote a little and just hold your thought a while. It has started, but it is not done officially.
Yeah.
Because just look at the various carnivals. You may be able to list the amount of carnivals you play annually.
Yes.
Right.
You know, around the Caribbean, you Antigua, St. Thomas, St. Martin, and in those carnivals, the band is left for last. Why? There's a reason.
Yeah.
Because if okay, go ahead, Killer.
Yeah, because I glad you were going to say that. And if you realize, James didn't just say when the band plays or the music of the band. He says the music. So he's just talking about the booyah music in general. Because I'm not even going to talk about Triple K because it happens first, but I'm just going to use another artist, for example. For Asa, for example. We'd go places and you'll see the big names, the Destras and the Bunchy Gallins, and it happens for Triple K. And when they see we on the lineup, they will actually go to the promoter to ask the promoter not to play after Asa or not to play after Triple K.
Yeah.
That is the level. It happens straight Antigua. It happened everywhere. We played on a show with Destroy. She was the headliner of the Cab with Fedla Cab with, and we were supposed to play before, and she reached there. Well, after she came sick, and she was like, "No, she's not performing after us." And I was like, wow. And it happens everywhere.
What it's also not to be boastful, but in my lifetime, I never thought this would happen. I've been to Carnival to Antigua years before even me playing in a band. And I had the opportunity to see WCK do their thing on the road in Antigua. And also Burning Flames remaining the dominant force
On the road.
for Antigua Carnival. And Wadix, a few years ago at Antigua Carnival, TK did something remarkable where Burning Flames had to run off the road.
That happened 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row. The
Great
great
Burning Flames had to run off the road because why? TK is coming. And Wadix, it was just a joy to see that happen. And you know what Unku came and tell me backstage at ARG? Dominica, you need to go back to Dominica.
I know. I think I heard something similar in St. Thomas that some of the St. Thomas bands were complaining that whenever Triple K is on the lineup, it's like that's it for them. But then so it has been ongoing for a while. So I think what you guys may need to do now, and that is where we're going to come up to the next topic. If you think there is AMP. And AMP is the umbrella organization for musicians, music professionals. But for something like that, do you think that well, I know Benji is an ambassador, but let's say the two ambassadors can combine, and you never know, you can have small organizations under the umbrella organization. Bouillon body, some representative for the bouillon, looking at the interests of the bouillon music, workshops, things like that, because it would take some discussion. It would take some level of going to persuasion, because you need to first of all speak to the authorities, organize with, let's say, Mr. Piper and the DFC on the first level, and then move up, because I think there is a lot of revenue to be gained from that, and not only that, but stamping the name of Dominica's music further. You're looking for a carnival, what you talking? And there are carnivals all over. Is that the same?
Everywhere.
Whole world.
The whole world. What you look, even if it's in China, whatever, wherever there's a carnival fete, it's a Dominican band. Do you think that, a common association, a common body where bouillon musicians, managers, artists, and people involved in bouillon music can come together?
Of course, Wadix. And that is one of the things that will only breed success, is the fact that you have unity. Obviously, that's when we need to have those kind of conversations with experts of your kind and others who would be able to guide us, with their experience as to how we can truly shape those kind of or that vision. So obviously, working with folks in the industry is nothing new. As you're saying, there's an umbrella body for musicians, artists already established, having a subdivision to actually cater towards specifically the vision of Buyo and the future of Buyo is something that obviously I think should be given a lot of thought so that we can make some strides in that arena, and strides we need to make, as James is saying, we probably supposed to make some strides way back then and moving forward, because if we don't really step on it right now, we may lose it. So we really need to look at that, and I'm thinking obviously that moving from this discussion here is probably for us to reach out to whoever can make that difference or will work with us in order to ensure that we make that difference.
Yeah, because the bouillon genre, there are two ambassadors. Two ambassadors in that one genre. Calypso doesn't have that. Cadence doesn't have that. Reggae, neither gospel doesn't have that. So there are two ambassadors, and I mean both are prolific, possibly the most dominating frontmen in the music business. Right. Should have some influence. Yeah. And I think it is something that should be pursued. And even the continuation, I'm not sure if you guys are thinking of the continuation of the music. I felt like, let's say, about 8 years, 9 years, based on my records, there were more bouillon bands.
Yes.
You know, and I'm not sure if you all are concerned. You know, as a matter of fact, I understood that there are some, little stress and challenges with Serenade. I'm not sure what's going on with WCK. I'm not sure what's going on with Bouillon Pioneers. But then, if we have to push, we need bands.
Yes.
How many Bouillon bands do we have presently, James? You may have a record, because I tried to get a record before I come here and I could hardly get more than 5.
You have 5.
Well, I could hardly get, that's what I said. So which means it is serious, and not only that, but there are a few artists, solo artists.
Right.
Yeah. But
and
then
you see, if you realize like that's like a new trend now.
Yes.
You get more of the artists, which is not bad, but you need the band.
You need because let's suppose you're thinking of what we're doing, exporting the music. Triple K maybe in one carnival, because they may be having 2 carnivals or 3 carnivals at the same time, like we know during Caribana.
Right.
During Caribana, have Antigua, Barbados, have Toronto.
Yeah.
You need 3 bands from the Mecca of Carnival or the capital of Carnival. How are you going to get these bands to perform?
Exactly.
Because I feel in the demise of bands in general.
That's true.
I'm not sure how concerned are you all about the longevity of the genre.
It's a concern, and I'll tell you one thing is we spoke about it, a matter of fact, early on, is the fact that the camaraderie, because it's hard really for a unit to stick together, and you're going to have grievances and all of that. And, guys today really don't like to listen, so it's really going to take a special niche of fellas to stay together. And to do that, I think my idea would be, apart from TK and the Signal bands and the Serenades and so on, is that you would hire a group of guys, put them together, and especially for these artists, and then we could make something like that work.
It might be even easier, hiring 2 musicians to play, because I think one of the things that have a long time battle, like us, for example, there still is. Like we've went for the guay. We see the guay, so you're appreciating the work. You have a lot of guys now that they want to just buy a computer for them, so I can make a beat. But to say they have the passion for actual music and making music, they don't have it. Okay. They just know that they got the stuff. I mean, I carry my keyboard that costs $700 in a plastic form.
And Geoffrey will have it.
I still have him. I still have him.
For years. I mean, which keyboard you see working in
I know.
None. So I mean, I'm not saying it transport now. I mean, times are different. But I'm just saying, like, the passion, I think the passion is lacking, and that's something maybe we have to work on.
But what is, I just wanted to add, one of the things that we members of the band have been fortunate to actually speak to younger people over the past time, and one of the things that I have observed from my interactions was that the young people, they're looking for that instant fame. I think that is what that is challenging now in terms of creating a band. You find a lot of young people, because it's easy to probably run on Fruity Loops or whatever they could program. You make a little beat. All of a sudden you can post that on Facebook and you're a star, everybody know you.
Everybody
you know, rather than actually sitting down and honing the craft, you know. A lot of guys now, before they decide they want to make a band, their first night of practice and they at 158 BPM and they want to song like Ben G and play like Ken. It doesn't happen like that, you know. A lot of the times the fellas they're not well, let me not say fellas, sorry, I don't want to be saying, you know, the young people. They're not they don't have that driving force, as Kendall was saying, to stick to it, you know, to really learn what is music, to understand what they want to do, to have a vision of what they want to do. You know what I mean? A lot of the times they get the attraction is really just to be like whoever. No, it's nice to want to emulate another person, but you have to do the groundwork. You have to actually put the time in to be able to understand where you want to go before you actually just jump into something. And I think that's what a lot is lacking a lot right now. Because the younger people, I guess maybe social media or whatever has that, the attraction is so there and it's so easy, you know, because you figure, hey, that guy can just do a thing today. He was no one. He sang 2 lines in a bar, and now he's everybody knows him, and best I do that, you know, instead of really sitting down and let me tell you, people may think music is it's all fun and games. That is so much work. What it's, you know what I mean? And it is so much time has to be put into it. Money, effort to perfect the craft. Because when you go outside and you do a 1 hour show, a 1 hour show is as a result of probably 25 or 30 hours of work. You know, and that is at our stage. That is at our level. When you at very young. I remember once when I was at my little band, practicing for 7 weeks every day to play for 20 minutes. You know, show 7 weeks for 20 minutes, you know. So that is the kind of passion you have to develop over the time, you know. And I think if it's not really within you, it's not going to last. So we have that concern, honestly, because as you're saying, in order for it to really go around the places, if we're trying to use Bouyon as a carnival thing is really going to be about bands, you know. And we need to see the younger people really come together and hone it and try to have your own style, because at the end of the day, people don't want to say, okay, they hire another band, but it's a copycat of a band. You want to know, I'm hiring that band for what that band can produce. I'm hiring that artist for what that artist can produce. You know, so everybody needs to really find their niche, work hard at it, don't give up, and ensure that they're able to be successful in their own little space while representing the full genre of Bouyon music and Dominica in general.
Okay, we're going to talk a little about the groovy Bouyon rhythm, and how, because the last 2 originals was slightly different from the normal Triple K. I felt very good. I felt very good about it. As whenever I play them almost every week, because I felt the difference, and I can feel the maturity in the band. Yes, you have the hardcore, but then you also have some varied sounds. But I'm very excited to tell the world that in 21 years that you have contributed over $20,000 donated to funds like the Education Trust Fund, also the Dominica Council of Agent, the refurbishment of the youth center in the Kananago territory, and so much more. Tell us about that quickly.
Okay, well, all right.
James, that's your area.
I guess
which is good for a band, you know, that you give back. You give back to the communities.
Yeah, James will give somebody.
There are some that are not on that paper.
I gave some of the major ones that I document because I know what.
No, well, that's what I was going to add, because James can add to some of the more recent documented areas. But what I wanted to say is that prior to that, long when Triple K was just really developing its own self, we never forgot to assist the less fortunate, you know, from our communities and the population in general. And one of the things that we have done, which is not documented at all, was our major scholarship program. You know, another thing that we have been doing off the record is actually assisting persons for medical needs. You know, persons, many persons have been coming to the band. We have actually performed, not even informing people. You know, we did an event based on the discussion we had with the person, and we say, yo, okay, the band is doing an event on Friday, let's say at Harlem Plaza or wherever. We're just gonna donate that event to you. You know, and at the end of the event, guys go home, they cook their little eggs, and then we give all the money to whoever it is. You know, without actually even sounding the alarm about it. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it's not all about fanfare. You know, somebody is genuinely in need, and from a genuine standpoint, you know, the love that we have genuinely for people, we give. You know, even during the hard COVID times, when we were not making any income at all, we found it within our own to pull some resources to give to a fellow musician who we know was actually in more need of those funds than us, you know.
Absolutely.
Not
That's
in the
fantastic.
band, yeah, but you know, a musician in
out
Dominica.
of the band.
Right.
What are some of the other events that you have contributed to and donated to, James?
Well, Wadix, you highlighted some of them, but in recent times we have made contributions to the Chances Home in Jimit for the less, I wouldn't want to say less fortunate, but the underprivileged youth, and we have made recent contributions as well to the Dominica Council and Aged, as well as the Grotto Home, and to the Cancer Society, are some of the more recent ones that we have done, made contributions to. And Wadix, at the end of the day, it is always, well, one of the things I think all our parents have told us that in order for you to receive the blessings, you have to be compassionate and be able to give back to others, you know, and not really looking for anything in return, and just let the blessings come and overflow you. And Triple K has been fortunate, even in the most strenuous of times, to still be able to lend a hand, to lend a support to those who need it. Because there are many times people will approach us on the road and say, hey guys, is it possible that you all can do an event, and because it's so X and Y and
the
X and Y,
proceeds, you know.
yeah, and I can say from the 10 of us, 9 of us in the band, when we come together and we have those discussions, it's always unanimous. No one is opposed to it, because we all understand that these are things that are very vital and important in life. And if we have a platform like the one that we do, it is important that we can use it to make a serious change, an important change, a positive change in the lives of others, and a meaningful contribution to the country by extension.
We're trying to make the public, you know, be aware of those things, because some may have different impressions of the TK, and we just want to make them know that, you know, it's not only a party and jam session, but then the brothers actually, you know, giving back. Some of the proceeds into assisting the less fortunate. By the way, you can look out for Diama Creole. That's the 24/7 Creole channel. Coming to Dominica very soon. You can submit your music videos for rotation on flash drive to the Val Ferry office. 24/7 Creole channel, non-stop Creole music and entertainment and speaking Creole, coming to Dominica very, very soon.
That's good, Wadix.
Absolutely.
That's why I asked you for. That's why we had that conversation 2 weeks ago.
Yes, we had that conversation. Guys, the groovy bouillon, because I want us to top off with the Soca cruise, because we're living here by one, and that island Soca cruise seems to be a big thing. I'm excited about.
Yeah.
But then the bouillon. Groovy bouillon.
Okay.
Especially for the, let's say, the mature,
More mature, yeah.
You know, the younger adults that may not want to party non-stop, you know.
Not they don't want to party.
Heavy
They
duty.
just cannot do it.
Consistently for 2 hours.
Yeah.
From 1 o'clock to daybreak. We have people can handle that from 1 to daybreak, but then, you know, a certain time when you start to reach the 50 and start to head, you want a little pause in between. All right, huh?
Surprisingly, sometimes we can find it very hard to get up in our bed, you know, to
I
go
can
actually
imagine,
do them
man, all the
shows.
fellas go to work. No, but I try to warn that times, man. We all the fellas get that non-stop energy. You know.
Boy, what I telling you, I don't know.
And even them young people, I not sure it's the KFC or the water, but I tell you,
The TK juice, man.
the TK juice. But then the groovy, it seems to have there seems to be a market out there for that.
We have been wanting to get into that market for years. But the thing about it is we have to pay more attention to when we're making songs like this. They're slower, so you know you have to pay more attention, but because of our schedule, we will always all on the road. The most I've ever been at my home when we were traveling that much was maybe 3 weeks on end. 3 weeks was the most. So every month would be out. So it was very difficult. Like Still Standing, for example, was made in St. Thomas in our hotel room. So we made that song and we just released it. So it was very difficult to come out, to sit down and actually work on this material.
That's in one of
is
that is
because-
one of TK's top 3, you know.
yes,
Best ever.
Still standing. Yes,
Still standing.
I would agree to that.
Lyrical content, music, in, you know, the
Everything.
whole feeling of it.
Yes.
And then it can, you see songs that
That's my brainchild.
that's your brainchild.
Brainchild, yeah.
But you see songs that can continue to play and continue to resonate and still have the same impact. They call them tube, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
that's
like
a hit.
it's like Triple K's balance batty. That's
Yes,
it.
it's like
Yeah.
yes. You have a song for you that continue to do with that, you know, the the Bunyo band. That's my
Oh yes, yes.
Boy,
yes,
that's
yes,
something
yes,
about
yes,
that
yes.
song. Man, the Bunyo band.
Watch that. This one we made that one in Canada.
Yeah, that's a foreign. That's a foreign song.
My brother, that song have something about it that whenever I hear that song, it's like as if it's sounding like it's a brand new song.
Yeah.
It continue to resonate. But then the bouillon, I feel, you know, you should.
Yeah,
you
we
guys,
started. I think as we sat down for that long period of time at our home, and we just decided to just come together and not necessarily bring new things together. All of the slow groovy that we released and are going to be releasing are materials that we already have, but we're just trying our best now because we have the time to complete them.
Yeah.
Because by Wadix we have compa,
I know.
we have zouk, we have reggae, we have everything. As you can hear,
Tutbagay.
as you can see, we have a new artist. You know, I don't know his name.
No, but I'm excited. You see, I'm excited. Why? Because like you have the ability. Because I mean, Killer was there from the beginning. Geoffrey Luck, we love his compa. So and then you have Belly.
Yeah.
A compa man. So you have the ability, because I've been hearing a lot of even groovy soca with a nice Creole feel, and I keep wondering that should be Dominican, you know. So you have it
have
in
them.
you.
We
It's just
have
I guess maybe just the time.
have them.
Boy.
Because it's start to, if you
time
notice a lot of the St. Lucian, the St. Lucian
slow it
duo, they kind of, you know, into that kind of Creole beat bounce with a nice zouk feeling. And I start to feel that is our
they pushing it more than us.
and let me just say, I just get vexed.
Yeah.
That is not a Dominican thing. And when I ask that, I tell me, man, Lucian. It's like as if from nowhere, a couple Lucian fellas just, you know. But I guess you guys have been on tour. But I figure it's something that you should pursue.
Yeah, we are definitely.
Because there's definitely a market out there. And even in TNT, I understand some of the songs are making it.
Yes.
You know,
With that
big
style.
time.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
big time. The soca cruise, this should be a big one, guys. I mean, from all the reports, I should be doing some work with my buddy that's Jerry Williams. So we're going to be helping in the marketing in Dominica. So, but from all reports, this is going to be a big one.
Hopefully, you'll be the one introducing me on that cruise too.
You never know.
Yeah. Sure.
So tell us about but you know, tell us about the whole excitement about this and what people can expect from TK after that long rest, after that long international break, Benji. Sorry, sir, His Excellency. After that long international break.
What is it's gonna be good morning? It's gonna be crazy.
Yes.
It's gonna be crazy, it's gonna be mad on that boat. I'm telling you, I think the captain might have to call extra engineers because you know the stabilizer bars they might get messed up.
They're going to cool in the boat.
What is we're in contact with the guy, well, the group in charge of that entire cruise, and every time the guy speak to me, I'm like telling him, yo, you don't need to hype me up that much. And by telling me everybody's one Triple K, by telling me no, I am not kidding you. Everybody that coming on that boat, yes, they like all the other bands, they like the other artists, but it's Triple K. They want to just make that cruise for them. The cruise of all cruises.
According to him, Triple K is like the marshal of that
cruise.
Yes. You know, the marshals would be for the, you know, the Uber Soca, but then for the small island, the Triple K would be like.
Then again, for the Uber Soca, it will be Asa.
Well, it's not talking about, most people from out, you know, with the name. Esa is there and it represent the Dominican section. But then, you know, in terms of marketing, you know, they normally would use, you know, the bigger names
I know
from
what you
TNT.
mean.
But then for that particular cruise, it's like everything is set for Triple K. And I mean, you guys are going to be the Clint Eastwoods and the Bruce Lees of that time. And this is a flag going to be flying.
Yeah, man.
It's an exciting time, and I'm really happy that you guys got got the opportunity with a few other, I think Colin XP.
Yes.
And
yes.
Original WCK, I think will be
Yeah.
part of that. And Big Ben, we cannot afford Big Ben will also be part of it.
The Booyah Queen, what?
Yes, the
Get it
Booyah-
correct.
She has
You
been
have to
doing-
get it correct, man.
She has been doing very good, I must say, through the virtual and whole esteem has really elevated to a different level.
I think she must try to do a survey. I think she's maybe the most played artist from COVID to now.
Possibly
Yeah, boy.
because
Yeah, boy.
she's more visible.
Oh yes.
She's more visible. She's out there every weekend.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, and she has been producing. She produced the Christmas album, which did well, and they continue to have a team. Why you guys are not? I mean, virtually more visible. I mean,
We
What-
tried.
what
We tried. Okay, before we start, a lot of persons when exactly when Colin started, we tried that same. We tried that same thing, but at the time when she started, if you realize we were on a lockdown, and I couldn't leave and go at Benji. Benji couldn't even go there. He couldn't
yeah,
go
you're
there.
right.
Luckily for Colin, and it
They
was
live in
Colin
the
and
same
her
house,
husband
yeah.
in the same house. They could go and do it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of technicality to that as aspect as well. We'll have to think of equipment to get, and
I know.
it's a little more strenuous for us to do something like that. I'm not using that as an excuse that why we can't do something similar, but these are some of the challenges that we had: the equipment,
if for some reason we can't have the festival, we have to have
we'll have to try something.
Because my last question to you, Roy, just lend us a couple more minutes. One of the things that piloted the soca was the competition. You see, competition have something about it when you're crowning, champions. And I have been to the Groovy and Power Soca when in its heyday. And I mean, that is what had actually killed Calypso in Trinidad.
Yeah.
Why can't we have a all-star? The Benji, the Issa, the Skinny, the Nai, Bouillon, Akaline, Bouillon, Monarch competition.
Adix,
Why can't we have it? I don't know.
a lot of people asked me that question in the past, and I think that they tried some time back to have.
Not all the stars will be
Yeah.
there. Everybody have to be there.
But what I'm saying is, Wadix, to make that exciting, the money have to be right as well. You understand?
That is why with the association will be beneficiary of whatever funds, and they would be attracting the various sponsorship,
Right.
and be able to handle it like similar to what you have the template of the Calypso Association, where they take care of the business and they get the various sponsors, and then they can give the particular prize.
Right,
So
right.
maybe that is an avenue. And who knows, you can use some of the same resources that you raise to assist younger Bouillon bands, younger Bouillon artists, and
It'll
even
be like a
in-
springboard for new artists.
But,
Yes.
but the idea is not impossible.
no, because
Not
I
at
think
all.
it is something that we have to look, because I think the Bouillon music, the genre needs to be evaluated where we are now, and put something together where fellas have to come together. Forget the egos, forget the. Some people say old man, and I hate to hear this foolishness.
I don't like to hear it.
It is disgusting. I think artists are artists. Some may
Yeah.
have more experience, some may be better known, but at the end of the day, the common thing is you're trying to at least one of those days have a swimming pool and relax and have a Cuban cigar like Roy. Yeah. But the ultimate goal is to
That's
enjoy
true.
yourself,
That's
enjoy your
true.
life, and still have some economic comfort. Comfort. And guys, if all I mean, the onus is on the artist, the onus is on the guys and the players into the music. Yes, everyone can have the vision, but you have to come together and put it together. There are lots of guys outside of the Bouillon music or outside of those who play music that are interested in helping to put it together. But it has to come from you guys. Just before we leave, Roy going to kick us out in a while. I really want to commend you guys for what you have done for the genre, what you have done for the music. I can feel the maturity. 21, I really would like all you to have a massive celebration in case God spare for 25.
Yes.
That's what
And, look at your report card, where we came from,
where we are,
where we are.
where we want to go.
Document a lot of your stuff.
Yeah.
Teach young, have a nursery for Bouillon people coming up, because I see something, the cultural division is doing something now. If you monitor it, they're going to have a lot of young children playing jimping.
Yeah.
I would love to see a lot of young children playing Bouillon and the music, longevity. Have a nursery, and Triple K can spearhead that. Between the, you have two ambassadors in the genre. You all need to spare that. So the music, because I'm not happy with just about 3 or 4 booyah bands presently.
Yeah, for real.
You know,
I agree.
you know, let us suppose for some reason a major band, you know, a Shelly go down, you know where I'm coming from? You have to look beyond just COVID, and you have to look beyond, because 3 or 4 booyah bands in Dominica, not saying much for the capital of Carnival.
It's true.
Final words, guys, before we leave.
Yeah, what is well, just want to say thanks to you and Kairi FM, of course, Creole Heartbeat, for having us. And definitely your words of advice, we'll take it, you know, with good stride, and we'll expand on it. Of course, and thanks to those listening, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially my mother and Mrs. Blaise over there in Goto community.
Yeah, Wadix, just like to say thanks again for having us on your program. Ever since when you started that program, I said that brainchild of Wadix, I feel that is something he wanted to do years ago, and he finally did it. So
COVID.
Yes, I'm finally honored. I'm honored to actually be on that show, and I just want you to continue doing what you're doing to have, artists and the different aspects of Dominica be pushed, and from TK's standpoint, thanks for having us. We will try our best to keep that, to keep relevant, to keep just doing what we're doing. And happy Mother's Day in advance to all mothers, and do enjoy the weekend.
All the TK ladies
All
that
the
are
TK
mothers,
ladies.
I'll say it
No,
for
man,
you.
we'll say at the end, man. We'll say that at the end, man. That is how it is.
Yes. So Wadix, thank you for affording us the opportunity to talk about TK, and congratulations on Creole Heartbeat. And I know that the radio platform that's not where it stops for you.
No.
I know you have a lot of bigger things to
man,
come,
television,
and vibes, you know.
teaching
so
people Creole and everything.
Yeah. So
I want TK to be part of the whole movement, man.
that is it. That
Oh,
is it.
no.
And I think we will
Of course.
welcome that.
I will
We
with
will
open hands.
take
Of course.
advantage of that and work with you and partner with you in any way possible. And I want to take the opportunity to wish all the mothers across Dominica a happy Mother's Day.
And the world.
Happy Mother's Day to you all, and to let our fans know that TK is here, TK is with you, and whenever you are with TK, it's not just a performance, it's not just a show, but it's an experience. It is a TK experience.
I love that.
So big up to you all, big up to our fans. We
Right.
love you, the People's Band. You know already. Happy Mother's Day to all. Real Heartbeat, #1 program on airwaves.
Maximum respect, Geoffrey.
Okay. Yeah, well, what a pleasure, Wadix, again, to be here with you, sharing on behalf of the genre, on behalf of the band and the brand. It has really been a pleasure for us to be here, and we want to thank everyone who took the time to listen to us, to encourage us, to support us over the years, all our corporate partners, all our fans and friends all around the world. If it wasn't for your support and love over the time, we would not be here still and continuing to push. So we really want to thank you all for all that you have done for TK, for the brand and for the band, and we just want to ask you all to continue to support us while we continue to make you all proud. And I want to take the opportunity, as I'm here, to wish my mom and all the ladies of TK who are moms around the world a very, very happy, special, and happy Mother's Day to you all tomorrow. And you know that you all enjoy it. Yeah, and I want to wish a special mom, Roger, in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I just want to encourage you guys to do what you're doing, and just remember the platform is there. Whenever, just call on us, and we'll make the platform available. And if you want to launch anything, if you want to just connect with the public, the avenue is there, and just make the connection.
Sure.
Until we meet again sometime next week, Saturday, on behalf of Roy Michael Proctor, Crazy T, Sharian, later the entire Kairi FM team, just want to remind you, tomorrow you can check out the Atlantic View Hotel Mother's Day brunch, only $75 for adults, $50 children. T-Connection, you can get all your Mother's Day gifts down there on Hillsborough Street. I'm Wadix Charles. Until next week, bravo, messieurs, mesdames, bonne fête de mai, bonne fête, mama.
COVID in the country, so the country closed. Everybody stick at home, economy taking blows. Trouble, one set sick, on the hospital ward. The others get stick at home and they get bored and they shouting. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. They get bored in the morning. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. They get bored in the evening. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. They get bored in the bathroom. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. They get bored in the bedroom. Post teacher getting bored. Office cleaner getting bored. Post worker getting bored. Even the bus driver getting bored. Oh man. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. They got bored in the bathroom. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. Some get bored in the bedroom. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. Since the COVID, everybody get bored. The good friend Francis, his woman living far. Look, police block the road, he cannot visit by car. Road block,